Hello friends, welcome to this Global Goddess Meditation Circle. So as part of this program, we have today with us Edma Batik from Switzerland. She'll be speaking about the topic called From Fear to Love. Friends, love is the highest form of energy in the universe. Love heals everything, and love has the capacity to heal all our physical, mental, spiritual problems, my dear friends. The only reason why we are unable to love ourselves is because of so much conditioned belief system. We have covered ourselves, our psyche, with so many limiting belief systems like I'm not worthy, it is not possible with me, I'm not good looking, with such kind of so many belief systems. So we have to come out of all these limiting beliefs, my dear friends, and it is the need of the hour and our only salvation to move out of these low vibrations and to connect with these high vibrations like love, compassion, gratitude. So we have to connect with our heart center, our heart intelligence, and to create these highest vibrations on this planet Earth. So before starting of our session, let's meditate for 2 minutes by connecting with all the divine masters. So I request everyone to please close your eyes and start observing your normal and natural breath. Now, let's invoke energies of all the divine goddesses, angels, and archangels of love and light. Let's invoke energies of Jesus, Mother Kuan Yin, Mother Mary, Buddha, Mahavatar Babaji, connect with all of them and do meditation, my dear friends. No thoughts whatsoever. Completely be with your normal and natural breath. Breath is the most powerful body, mind, and soul connection. When we are with our breath, our mind becomes calm, peaceful, tranquil, and empty. Now, let's send and radiate this love and compassionate energies flowing from all these divine beings to all the beings on this planet Earth. May all the living beings on this planet Earth live happy, healthy, and peaceful. Let each and every person on this planet Earth become a meditator and a vegetarian for the highest and the greatest good of all. Okay, friends. Now gently place your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds. And you can slowly open your eyes now. Friends, under the guidance of our master, Brahma Patriji, we are doing this triple 1 days of Global Goddess Meditation Circle with triple 1 feminine masters across the globe. So as part of this program, we have today we have with us Edma Batik. She's from Switzerland. She's the emotional wealth coach, my dear friends. Originally from Switzerland, Irma has lived and worked in various countries and continents and considered herself as a citizen of the world. She and her husband moved to India 10 years ago. They have been living on an organic farm and animal sanctuary in an ecological home built by themselves with their 25 adapted and rescued dogs. Irma specializes in transforming people's lives and increasing their wellness and happiness quotients for more than 20 years, my dear friends. She has personally worked with many clients and students from across the globe and from all walks of life with her holistic and highly intuitive and highly result oriented approach. She has assisted thousands in improving their physical, mental, and emotional health. Irma assists her clients and students in their personal journey of transformation, which is required from each one of us if you want to keep up with the rapidly shifting world and if you want to grow and thrive as individuals, my dear friends. So she has developed a lot of therapeutic, effective programs to help this humanity, and we are so happy, Irma, today you are with us. We welcome you.
Thank you, Shri, for this beautiful introduction. And welcome all the goddesses on this call. And if there are some gods on the call as well, of course, you're also welcome to join us for today's talk on the topic of From Fear to Love. When I was asked to do a talk, I didn't have to think very long because it seems to me that the need of the hour is very much to move from a space of fear to love. It's not that far from each other, it seems, but sometimes it seems like it's one of the most difficult journeys we can undertake to get out of our fear based minds into our heart center. Could we have some slides? There we go. Next one, please. The planet is blanketed in fear. We're talking about a virus pandemic, but it's actually a fear pandemic we're experiencing. I know a lot more people that are affected by fear currently than who are physically ill. That fear lowers the vibration of the planet considerably, which is, of course, has a lot of different effects. One of them is it's very unhealthy. And it's contagious. It spreads like wildfire. Next. So the problem with fear, or one of the many problems with fear, is that fear and spirituality are mutually exclusive. And I assume that most women, most people on this call are on a spiritual path. Now, we can't be stuck in fear, which is mainly in the first and second chakras, and at the same time live an enlightened life, which happens on the upper end of our scale, right? In the upper chakras. So it's hard to have well functioning upper chakras when our lower chakras are impacted by fear and panic, which they are currently for so many people on this planet. And fear conditions us, it makes us think in a very limited way. And we tend to then tune into the hive mind and become followers. We don't think for ourselves. We basically get programmed by those who put us in a state of fear, and we run a program rather than thinking for ourselves. And oftentimes it makes us put our head in the sand because we feel we can't deal with reality as it is. So that's the opposite of awareness and consciousness. But that's what being spiritually evolved means, right? It means we raise our awareness, our level of consciousness. So that's why I'm saying the two are mutually exclusive. One is very low vibrational, the other is very high vibrational. So the two don't meet. Next slide, please. Which means we've got to choose. Do we want to remain in the prison that fear creates for us? The limiting hive mind prison, or do we want to choose the exit and get centered in our heart chakra instead? Spiritual teacher Guy Finley said that unless we turn fear into freedom, we miss the point of being human. And I very much agree. having seen people, the way people behave those past 8 months, next slide, please. I don't think most people have been living. We've been existing. We've been existing in front of screens like I'm doing now. I'm talking to a screen instead of talking to a group of people in front of me, which I would find more inspiring, more enjoyable. I'm glad we have this technology so we can actually communicate with each other, but it's a one-way communication. It's very different from interacting with people, live people who can actually give you feedback and ask questions and so on and so forth. We're social animals. We're meant to be in touch with others. Being in touch, being in touch. That means close to each other, not being afraid of other people because they could be potential carriers of a virus. How sad is that? How sad is it when we view other human beings as dangerous because they could potentially infect us with this invisible enemy? So, yeah, it seems like people have chosen existence over life so easily with so little thought. It's a bit, scary actually to think that we've given away our freedoms so easily because we got scared. But why did we get so scared? In March, I was driving into Bombay. I live on a farm outside of the city, outside of Mumbai. So I was driving into the city and I noticed the same billboards all along the highway. I'm originally from the field of communications. I've worked in corporate communications and I've done PR and I've studied propaganda. So when I see a propaganda campaign, I know what it is. And I knew right away, hold on a second, there's something going on here because this has never happened for any virus or any disease. That we see the same kind of ads, the same kind of information everywhere. In India, when you try to make a phone call, first you have to listen to 2 minutes of information about the virus. It's very annoying, but that's all around us. And then people, of course, watch television 24/7, and the same messages keep circulating with the case numbers and scary messages. So that's the constant brainwashing that's going on, friends. You've got to become aware of what the media are doing to you. You've got to disconnect from that brainwashing campaign. Turn off the television. You can look for information, of course, but search for information, not propaganda. Make wise decisions as to what kind of information you let into your lives and into your brains, because that stuff programs your brain and the way you think and the way you behave. And currently, we're made to be in panic. That's the point of all of this. The governments, through the media, have taken control over our lives. They've removed our liberties. Like in one fell swoop, our liberties have gone out the window. That has never happened before to that extent. It's unprecedented on a worldwide scale. Um, what we're actually experiencing is medical martial law. That's a lockdown. By the way, if you don't know where the word lockdown comes from, it's from the prison system. When there's a mutiny in a prison, the prisoners are locked down. That's what a lockdown means. And I'm telling you this so that you think about the connotations of the words we've been getting used to employing on a regular basis without thinking about what they actually mean. Because words program our mind, words and pictures. So the pictures we're seeing, the masks we're seeing everywhere, and those words is what programs our minds to function, to think in a certain way. In this case, be afraid of others, be afraid of the invisible enemy. So pay attention to how you're being manipulated. The governments are actually using trauma-based mind control to get us in line, to make us acquiesce, to lock ourselves up in our own homes. Think about that. How crazy is it? Normally people have to go to court and then they're sentenced to prison and then somebody has to take them to prison and lock them up. But at least the government pays for the shelter and for their food. In this case, we've locked ourselves up and we pay for shelter and we pay for food, even though we may have lost our jobs. It's nuts, it's absurd, but that's what's been going on. Trauma based mind control induces learned helplessness. It makes us despondent. We feel like we've lost control completely over our lives. And we give up and we just accept whatever comes our way. And if you look around, isn't that what we're observing? People have given up. They're not even fighting for their rights. They've just let go of their rights because we feel so helpless. That's by design. This didn't happen by chance. It is by design. The governments have used shock therapy on their own people. Normally, it's used against other countries where they want to topple the government and install a totalitarian regime. In this case, governments have used shock therapy on their own people. That's a crime. I'm telling you all this so that you realize what's going on, so that you wake up. We have to start questioning the narrative. We have to start questioning what's going on because we're going down a really, really awful path. I don't want to scare you more. I just want to make you aware that it's time to take action. Just look at the mandated measures, for instance. They are not based on science. They have nothing to do with health. If you start researching, actually, you'll find it out pretty quickly. All those measures are unhealthy. I'll talk about what wearing a mask does on the next slide. But, you know, just go back, please. Yes, thank you. As I mentioned, we're not meant to be isolated from each other. It's actually the worst form of torture, not just punishment, torture. Victims of torture will tell you that the worst torture they've experienced is solitary confinement. Now imagine the elderly people who were stuck in their homes for months at a time. Nobody was allowed to visit them. Many of them died like that. How inhumane is that? I can't even fathom it. It's it hurts. It hurts. It's really painful to think about what has happened to so many people on this planet. Not to mention to everybody who has lost their job or their business. People are dependent on government handouts to feed themselves and their families. It's one of the biggest stressors to lose your job or to lose your source of income. And stress makes you sick. Stress causes inflammation in the body. Inflammation causes disease. So stress makes us sick and kills us. Now, all these measures that we are implementing increase the stress level. How can that be healthy? It's not. It's completely unhealthy. Washing your hands compulsively. It's called obsessive compulsive disorder. It used to be treated in psychiatry. It used to be considered a disease, an illness. Now everybody does it, thinking they're helping themselves, lathering some toxic stuff, disinfectant on their hands, which penetrates your cells and reaches every organ of your body in a matter of a few seconds. So all those toxins you put on your skin reach every organ of your body. Is that healthy? Of course not. It's a recipe for disease. That's what we're doing without thinking about it. The masks themselves, next slide please, are unhealthy in so many different ways. For one, is we get 20% less oxygen when breathing through a mask. A mask does not prevent viruses, by the way, in case you weren't informed about that. The pores in a mask are much bigger than tiny, tiny viruses. It's like trying to prevent mosquitoes from entering your house with a garden fence. So they do not prevent viruses from going both ways, but they prevent absorption of oxygen and they make us inhale about 20 times more CO2. The toxins we're supposed to exhale, we're inhaling them back in. Both those things cause a tremendous amount of stress in our system. Every cell of our body is affected, every organ, and especially the brain. It causes permanent changes in the brain. when you keep wearing a mask. Permanent, irreversible, especially for children, because children's brain is still developing. So if if you have children and you make them wear masks, their brain will be altered. They will not be able to fully develop. That's what's actually happening. Think about the consequences. On top of that, the fear that's being ingrained in children's brains, especially, the emotional stress this is causing, fear of other children, fear of other grown-ups, excessive fear of germs, which is also phobia. It's also considered a disease. So it's really toxic and unhealthy for everybody, but especially for children. And children are basically no risk of catching this particular virus. So the measures make absolutely no sense. Dr. Margareta Gries-Brisson is a neurologist, and she had a beautiful video. Yes, this one. She had a beautiful video on YouTube, which got deleted, of course, like so many others. And she says, just to summarize it really quickly, the conclusion of her talk was, they are already taking our air to breathe. They're taking our air to breathe. Mm. The imperative of the hour is personal responsibility. We are responsible for what we think, not the media. We are responsible for what we do, not our superiors. We are responsible for our health, not the WHO. And we are responsible for what happens in our country, not the government. We need to take our responsibility back. We can't just hand it over like this. Next slide, please. Yeah. So when we're in that state of fear and stress, as I mentioned before, we start plugging into the hive mind. We start thinking like everybody else because we can't think rationally anymore and we can't think creatively, for sure. We're in fight, freeze, or flight mode. That leaves us very little bandwidth. It's either or. We can't use the whole gray scale in between those two extremes. We can't come up with creative solutions. It's a non resourceful state. And as I mentioned, it makes us sick, besides making us more stupid. And literally, it changes our neurons. It makes us more stupid. And obviously, it makes us unhappy. Or I don't know about you, but I definitely haven't had the most happy 8 months of my life behind me. Um, and the people around me haven't either. It's been hugely emotionally taxing for so many people. And, the rates of suicide and depression have skyrocketed, which obviously makes perfect sense because we're in a completely unnatural situation. Let's look at what a brain and a heart under stress look like. Here you have the graphs of how the brain waves and the heart respond to a state of stress. They form these incoherent, irregular patterns. They're not syncing up with each other, those two systems, the brain and the heart. It's all over the place, basically. They're out of sync. That's very unhealthy and causes problems, especially if this state um, lasts for a considerable amount of time. And again, we've been going through this for 8 months now. That's a considerable amount of time where a lot of people have experienced these states of incoherence. The next slide shows you incoherent heart rhythm patterns above and coherent positive heart rhythms below. So you have a healthy state below and an unhealthy state above. It's very easy to detect when you measure the heart rhythm. You can tell that this nice, even heart rhythm, you can feel it in your body, right? That's a system that's at ease. That's a system that's relaxed. That's a system where the heart can open. Whereas above, that erratic rhythm, everything is tight. Stress makes your cells compress. They actually become thinner. They could become flat. They can't function properly. Everything shuts down, and you have resistance in the system. It's a very unresourceful state and unproductive and unhealthy. Here again, three different systems in a non-coherent state on the left side, and then a shift to a coherent state where all systems line up, sync up. You can look at this graph and recognize right away what's healthy and what's unhealthy. Now, I want to teach you a method. I'm getting somewhere with all this. I want to teach you a method that will help you shift into the coherent pattern within minutes, if not seconds. It's from the Heart Math Institute. And I'd like to take you through this exercise so that you can then use this method on your own as often as possible, because it puts you in a healthy, resourceful state of coherence in a very short period of time. So I would like you to close your eyes and recognize what is stressing you right now. First thing that comes to your mind, just listen to the first answer. That's the voice of your subconscious mind and the voice of your heart and your intuition. So pay attention to that little voice. What stresses you the most right now? Now put a hand on your physical heart and take a few nice deep breaths. Nice in-breath, and make your out-breath longer than your in-breath. Letting go. Centering in your heart. And when you feel you're there, I want you to remember a beautiful, positive memory. Any event that comes to your mind that makes you feel good is fine. Don't go searching, it will pop up on its own. Once you have that event, that memory, I want you to see what you saw, hear what you heard, and feel what you felt. Immerse yourself fully in that beautiful moment in time. And I want you to double the emotions you are feeling right now. Allow that positive feeling state, those healthy hormones, to spread from your heart to every cell of your body. It's like ripples coming from your heart, moving outwards, reaching the top of your head, the tip of your toes, and your fingertips. And when that's the case, ask your heart, what is a better way of dealing with this situation, the stressor? Take the first answer that comes to you. What is the answer your heart is giving you? What is a better way to deal with the situation? An answer from the heart will feel holistic, whole. An answer from the mind will feel edgy, sharp, polar. Yes, no, right, wrong. An answer from the heart comes from a place of wholeness where everybody wins. It's a win-win situation. It's usually a wise answer, which the mind wouldn't come up with. So that's how you recognize whether it comes from your mind or from your heart. It also makes your body feel easy, at ease. You may take possibly a deep breath. It's like your whole body feels, yes, that's it. Your whole body lines back up and sinks up, expands. That's how you know that the answer you got is coming from your heart. So that's one way that will help you to find solutions to the problems we're encountering in our daily lives, and especially currently. An answer that will take you forward but also upwards, spiritually speaking. It will take you to a higher level. And I'd like to practice this same method with you. So stay with your hand on your heart to use the same method, again, by recalling a beautiful memory and immersing yourself in it, instead of focusing on the negative, on all the things that are going wrong, on the things that scare you, shift your focus to what you desire, to the positives. So use this beautiful, expansive state of heart to create or co-create the tomorrow, the future that you desire, not the one you fear, the one you want to create. And just see what shows up, what pictures show up of the things that you want to create in your life. What do they look like? What are the sounds that are coming to you? Maybe it's birds. Maybe it's a brook, waves. Maybe it's a gong. Usually it's pleasant sounds that come to us when we're in that state of well-being. And feel the emotions of being there. Feel how all this resonates in your body, what emotions are triggered. Because each emotion, each positive emotion will trigger healing hormones, healing chemicals in your body. Whereas stressful, fear-based emotions will trigger stress hormones that are damaging. Now do the opposite. Heal yourself by dwelling in a space of goodness, of wellness, and by allowing those healing hormones to flood your whole body. As you see the pictures of that future that you want to co-create in your mind's eye, I suggest that you do this exercise daily, because the more people focus on the positive that we can create together, the more likely that's going to happen, rather than the other things that we'll talk about that could happen if we don't do that. So contribute to the solution by spending as much time as possible in a positive feeling state and raising your vibration and co-creating a better, more beautiful future. Next slide, please. So what this did, this short exercise, because we don't have that much time, otherwise I would spend more time guiding you through it, but I think you got the gist of it. What this does, these love-based emotions increase the heart rhythm coherence, which equals positive feeling states, but also mental clarity. You can think better, clearer, instead of in a state of confusion that stress creates. You can actually think clearly again, which will improve your decision making. It will enhance your creativity, improve your physical and your mental health. All these aspects you're covering with a small exercise that lasts a few minutes. It has a huge impact on you, your family, and your world. Next slide. We, humanity, are at a crossroads. I don't think there has been a time that was as important as the time we're currently experiencing in the history of mankind. That's my feeling, that's my intuition. Next. We need to choose. We need to choose whether we want to take the path of fear or whether we're willing to choose the path of love. We need to choose whether we want to be sheeple, follow the crowd, plug into the hive mind, and not think for ourselves, or whether we become the warrior goddesses of light. I really feel that we, women as much as men, are called to step up and step into our power and become warrior goddesses of the light. We need to spread as much light as we possibly can. We need to carry the sword of justice and the sword of truth and move in that knowing and that vibration. Each one of you and each one of us needs to choose whether we go for the blue pill or the red pill, if you've seen the movie The Matrix. Fear or love, lies or the truth. Crime, because what's happening, as I said, is crimes against humanity. Or justice. Do we stand up for justice? Do we choose illusion, the propaganda that we're being fed with, which really pulls a veil over our minds and eyes, or pulls the wool over our eyes? Or do we choose reality? Do we choose to see what's actually going on? Are we remaining stuck in our fear-based ego minds, or do we shift to our heart center? Do we choose darkness or the light? Enslavement or freedom? And when I say enslavement, I mean enslavement, because that's one possible outcome of what's in creation right now, what's coming down the pike. Enslavement is very much one possible outcome if we don't create the critical mass large enough to change paths and choose freedom. Do we pick victimhood? Do we want to be victims of what's happening, or do we want to be co-creators of a more beautiful future? Do we go into learned helplessness and feel despondent, or do we go and empower ourselves and feel stronger? Do we choose disease? As I mentioned, all those fear-based chemicals, hormones make us ill. Or do we choose health for ourselves and our families? Do we choose death or life? Do we choose service to self or service to others? Which, when we look at the world and at reality from a perspective of oneness, service to others comes around. And this actually service to self. But we start by thinking about others. And then we include ourselves, because we're part of the whole like everybody else is. Do we choose transhumanism, which is another very possible outcome if we don't wake up? Or do we choose to become light beings? Do we choose to become and radiate more of the light that we are? Because that's what we are. We are light. The truth shall set you free. It may seem scary, but it's less scary than what happens if we don't wake up from this fear trance that we've been put in. It's a hypnotic trance. I do hypnosis with my clients, so I know what hypnosis is, and I know that the world is hypnotized currently. So we need to wake up from this hypnotic trance. And you may have noticed, if you've paid attention, that actually a lot of darkness is coming to the light. A lot of what was hidden before is being unveiled. Apocalypse actually means disclosure or revelation of great knowledge. Haven't you noticed that this is what's happening currently? The things we're learning about institutions, about people that we had no clue before. Now the true faces are starting to become apparent. So we're living literally the times of revelations. I was thinking in the beginning of this whole thing, what the heck? Why did I choose to incarnate in these crazy times? What was I thinking as a soul before coming to planet Earth? Then I realized I've chosen this very moment, this very time in human history for a very particular reason. And I've chosen it to stand up for my truth. That's why I'm talking to you about my truth. I really am compelled to share it. I can't help it. That's my job. That's my task. It's the most important thing I came to do. Unfortunately, there are a lot of scientists, doctors, and lawyers who are standing up and speaking their truth now as well. I'm just giving you a few examples so you can go and check online if you are not aware of them yet. There is the Great Barrington Declaration, which was written by three world renowned scientists, and in the meanwhile has been signed by over 40,000 scientists and health professionals and over 400,000 members of the public. Great Barrington Declaration, you can sign it as well, and I invite you to do that. Participate, step up, do your part. Dr. Scott Atlas, the advisor to the US government, when asked whether masks worked, said no, they don't work. The CDC, the Center for Disease Control, says there's no significant reduction in influenza transmission through masks. No reduction. That's the Center for Disease Control. Then there are a few lawyers in Germany under the guidance of Dr. Rainer Füllmich, who have started a class action against the WHO and the German government. It's a class action that anybody in the world can join. Anybody who has been harmed by the lockdown, which they say is a crime against humanity, can join their class action suit. So I really recommend you check him out on internet. Of course, his video, which was super illuminating, has been erased from YouTube as well. But look what you can find about Dr. Rainer Füllmich. And there's another super video, I watched it the day after that. It got deleted as well from YouTube. It's by Claire Edwards, who worked for the United Nations and had warned the Secretary General about the dangers of 5G. So she has another amazing video that sums up what's going on, what plan is unfolding in front of our eyes. So check her out. She is a light warrior goddess leading the way for all of us. And there's so many other doctors, women doctors, and scientists, female scientists who are stepping up, which is really, it makes my heart feel expanded and grateful that there's so many women who are standing up and speaking their truth, even though they're deleted from social media, even though some of their peers may shun them, even though they risk their jobs. But that's the times we live in. We've got to take a stand. We can choose to be stuck in the third dimension, which is going to be more and more hellish, or we can choose to move towards the fifth dimension, which is much lighter, much higher vibrational, much less dense, much less physical. That's what the earth is moving towards the fifth dimension. And we as humanity, we can choose to follow the earth's impulses. The energy coming out of the earth and the energies coming from the sun and from other planets have changed. The vibration have become more intense and higher vibrational. So literally, we just need to tune into those universal and global energies to raise our own. So it's actually a lot easier than it ever was probably in human history. So, get on that bandwagon and do your part to help as many people as possible to move up to a higher dimension. Next slide, please. As I said, the previous one, sorry. You are at the right place in the right time. You're here for a reason. You're probably listening to me for a reason. It's not for nothing that you're on this call. We chose to be here now to play our part. So, do it. Step up. Shift from a lower, fear-based emotion. Next slide, please. To a much higher vibration where all your chakras are aligned, are open, and are working properly so that you can vibrate at a higher and higher level and be healthier and healthier and move towards illumination and enlightenment. That means a healthy body, healthy mind, healthy emotions, healthy spirit. That's what we can choose now if we choose to raise our vibration. So it's either techno-fascist hell on earth, where artificial intelligence is going to run the show. Next slide, please. AI will take over. We will be less and less human. I could talk to you about this for hours, but I don't have the time, so you'll have to do your own research. But that's what's coming if we don't choose empowerment and moving towards a higher dimension, which means stepping out of fear into love. When you do that, your field, your heart field, will start carrying more and more positive information. The heart emits the most positive, the most powerful rhythmic field of the body. It envelopes every cell of the body and extends in all directions. You know, when you enter a room and you know immediately if you should feel comfortable with the person you've never met before or if you should be wary, that's you picking up on their heart field and your subconscious mind interpreting the information you're reading from their heart field. So we all share that. We all share that information unconsciously. But when you clean up your own house, when you get rid of limiting beliefs and negative emotions and you raise your vibration, that's what you're sharing with the world. And then, because when we meet others, our information fields interact with each other. That's actually the role, next slide please, that's actually the role of a guru. It's to have a higher vibration than the followers and to be steadfast in that vibration so that when people with a lower vibration come in proximity with a guru, their vibration can also shift upwards. That's what you can do for others, for the people around you, when you're steadfast in a higher, more positive vibration and healthier vibration. So you have a beneficial effect on you, your family, your society, and the world in general. That's how you can take control back in these times when it's so easy to feel like you're out of control, right? So many things you're not deciding that are being decided for you. This you can decide on your own. Whether you want to be in a low vibration of fear or whether you want to clean up house and maintain a healthy and higher positive vibration. That's up to you. So make a wise choice. And to help you with that, besides the heart math method, which I shared with you, I'm going to lead you through a meditation. We have 10 minutes left. So it won't be a very long meditation, but it's really simple. And the main thing is I want you to understand the meditation so that you can do it on your own, ideally daily. It will change the way you feel within minutes. If you can spend 30 minutes or 40 minutes doing it, wonderful. But even if you just have 5 minutes, you can use this meditation to shift the way you feel, to get aligned, to get centered in your heart, to get connected to the planet Earth, and to open up to spirit, to the universe. All this with breath and light that you channel in. So the way this works is with your in-breath, you take in light from the universe through your crown chakra into your heart chakra. With your out-breath, you're breathing it from the heart chakra down your body into the earth. Go as deep as you can. Connect with the center of the earth. With the next in-breath, you take energy or light from the center of the earth into your heart chakra. And then you breathe it out through your crown chakra back to the universe. Spirit, universal intelligence, God, whatever you want to call that concept. With your third in-breath, you're taking energy from the universe and the earth at the same time into your heart chakra. And then you're sending it out, that energy, with your out-breath, creating a bubble of light all around you. In-breath, out-breath, in-breath, out-breath. In-breath from both sides and out-breath. So I would invite you to close your eyes, make yourselves comfortable. You can be cross-legged, you can be on a chair, whatever works for you, but keep your spine upright. You can put a smile on your face. It will increase the efficacy of the meditation. And your shoulders are relaxed. Your jaw is also relaxed, slightly open. So with your next in-breath, take light. It could be white light, purple light, maybe golden light, fifth dimensional energy. From the universe through crown chakra into your heart. With your out breath, you're breathing that energy down your body, down into the earth, going through all the layers, connecting with the center of the earth. With your in-breath, you take energy from the center of the earth upwards the same way, going through all the different layers of the earth into your heart chakra. Then you breathe it out from your heart chakra back to the universe. With your third in-breath, you're taking it from the universe and the earth. Inhale into the heart chakra, exhale from your heart all around you, creating a bubble of light. Inhale from the universe to the heart. Exhale from your heart into the earth. Inhale from the earth into the heart. Exhale from the heart to the universe. Inhale from the universe and the earth into your heart. Exhale from your heart all around you, creating a bubble of love. Inhale, universe, heart. Exhale, heart, earth. Inhale, earth, heart. Exhale, heart, universe. Inhale, universe and earth into heart. Exhale from your heart all around you and expand that bubble, make it bigger. Universe to heart. Heart into earth. Earth to heart. Heart to universe. Universe and earth into heart. And from your heart all around you. Keep breathing, following your own breathing rhythm. Circulating the light in this manner. Getting centered in your heart chakra and opening it further and further. Heart chakra, which is the center of your energy system. That's where the lower and the upper chakras meet. Opening up to the universe. Infinite, an unlimited source of energy. All you need to do is opening your crown chakra so that you can take in universal energy. You needn't feel depleted. You just need to plug in to the energy that's always there, always around you. Taking in energy from the earth, connecting with Mother, nurturing the earth, abundance. You know, when you feel depleted or when you feel scarcity, use this meditation to plug into the earth's abundance and connect with life, because that's what she is. The earth is life. The earth doesn't know scarcity. That's a human concept that comes from our mind, our fear-based ego mind. The earth creates. That's her beingness. She grows. She explodes with greenery, plants, life. It's all around you. Feel it in your body. Feel that abundance in every cell of your body. Feel your center coming home, not being stuck in your mind, which usually produces the same thoughts over and over again. 90 to 95% of our thoughts are repetitive and negative. Get out of that prison of your mind into the freedom of your heart. feel that centeredness and alignment in your whole body. How good it feels to come home. And as you align, your chakras align. It can function in a healthier way. You're calmer, you're at peace. And as you're sending out that loving energy from your heart center, imagine how it impacts the people around you. You're giving away that beautiful energy because it keeps coming to you. You are just a channel. You're not creating the energy. You're just channeling it. So you can give it away freely with open hands and an open heart, which means more can come to you. And as you share your love, your heart energy, just observe how you're affecting your family members, the people in your surroundings positively. And the further you can expand that bubble, the more people you reach, the more people you impact in a positive manner. So this is your gift to the planet, your gift to the people on this planet, to the animals, to every sentient being. This beautiful, loving energy. Feel the generosity in your whole body, the beauty of that act of giving. No need to shut down, no need to protect yourself, no need to hoard stuff. Just opening up and giving freely from your heart center, because it keeps flowing in from the universe and from the earth. You're like a tree connecting the earth to the universe. That's how steadfast you can become in your center, in your centeredness, in your alignment. Flexible enough to move with the winds around you. Don't want them to break you. So you want to remain flexible. But you're grounded, you're strong, your roots are growing into Mother Earth as your crown expands and extends up into the universe. And your heart expands until it envelopes the whole planet, and maybe more, maybe the whole galaxy. You can put your hand on your heart, coming back to your center, coming back to now and here. Welcome back. And thank you so much for participating in this meditation. And I hope you will remember it. And if you don't, connect with me at irma@irmabatik.com. You can ask me for clarifications if you need any, because I would like to share this gift with as many people as possible, so we can, more of us can get centered in our hearts and speak our truth and stand up for our truth and walk the talk, not hiding, in our shells, in our four walls, but being brilliant light beings, shining our light and raising the vibration of other human beings and the planet. So thank you so much for walking this path with so many of us, goddesses, on gods, on earth.
Thank you so much, Irma, for this amazing, wonderful session. Loved it. Especially that meditation part was like amazing. I experienced huge surge of energies continuously flowing, like giving and taking. My
Yes.
heart expanded. I really got connected with this meditation. I do, and I'll practice it regularly. Thank you so much for this wonderful meditation. And what you said is absolutely true. Instead of these unwanted measures like like putting the mask, we need to raise our love vibrations. Every person should connect with their heart center, and they should they should raise their energy levels, and they should radiate this love and compassionate energies to all the beings. With this, we can definitely heal any viruses or anything in this world. This is the wonderful permanent healing measure. Wow.
Exactly.
I'm so grateful to you for bringing such a amazing eye-opening insights to all of us through this session. Thank you so much. You explained
Thank,
it in a very scientific way. Thank you so much, Irma. Heartfelt gratitude to you.
thank
Thank you.
you, Shri, for inviting me, and it's absolutely my pleasure. Thanks for having
Thank
me.
you so much. Yes, and we received a couple of comments. Wonderful wisdom and meditation session. Thank you, madam.
You're
It's
very welcome.
amazing. Entire session is awesome. Thank you, master. Hello. Yes.
Oh, Marsha, that was Marsha. Hi.
Varsha, and thank you so much, Varsha ji, for introducing this beautiful master to all of us. Thank you so much. Thank
Yes, thank you, Marsha, from my end as well.
Yeah. Wow. Once again, thank you so much, Irma.
You're
Hugs
very
and love to
welcome.
you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody, and take good care of yourselves and just remember, stay in your light and in your truth
Yes.
and
Yes,
in your heart.
friends. Yeah. So, hope you all have enjoyed today's wonderful session by Irma. Tomorrow, let's connect with one more goddess, friends. Until then, signing off. Bye, all. Bye. Hello, friends. Welcome to all of you for this Global Women Empowerment Sessions. As part of this program, today we have with us Shankar Mukherjee from India. She will be speaking about Ananda or joy, the language of the universe. Friends, when our heart chakra is open, we can transcend all the barriers, we can transcend all the limiting beliefs. And the heart chakra makes us to see through the eyes of compassion, my dear friends. And it is the gateway into the higher consciousness. So everyone need to connect with the heart chakra, as it is the portal through which we radiate this love, unconditional love, joy, and compassionate energies to our family members and to all the beings on the planet Earth, my dear friends. So, before starting our session, let's meditate for 2 minutes by connecting with all the divine goddesses' energies. So, I request everyone to please close your eyes and start observing your normal and natural breath. Now, let's invoke all the divine goddesses' energies: Goddess Lakshmi, Goddess Parvati, Goddess Saraswati, Mother Kuan, Mother Mary. Let's invite angels and archangels of love and light, and all the higher beings of love and light, my dear friends. Connect with all of them and do meditation. Be in this present moment, my dear friends. Connect with your breath, which helps you to live in this present moment. Let each and every cell, every energy center, every part of your body be completely filled with this divine love and compassionate energies flowing from all these divine beings. Now, let's send and radiate this love and compassionate energies to all the beings on this planet Earth. May all the living beings on this planet Earth live happy, healthy, and peaceful. Let each and every person on this planet Earth become a meditator and a vegetarian for the highest and the greatest good of all. Now, gently place your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds, my dear friends. And you can slowly open your eyes now. So, friends, under the guidance of our master, Brahma Pitamaha Patriji, we are doing this triple one days of Global Goddess Meditation Circle with triple one feminine masters across the globe. So, today we have with us Shanmukha Mukherjee, and she's a great master, my dear friends. And her experience of working with different modalities and people for more than 16 years has taught her that the problems and the situations where we get stuck in our life, they're all the opportunities, my dear friends. She believes that they are the teachers whom we need in order to grow and heal. Her task is to guide the seekers to approach these areas with open mindedness and face the fear with courage and compassion. She strongly believes that guiding individuals, including children and teens and couples, from a holistic and somatic oriented perspective, which emphasizes the integration of the mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical aspects of themselves, and thereby assisting them in healing. She is expertised in various healing modalities like regression therapy, inner child healing, EFT, neuro linguistic programming, life between lives, and she's a great master, my dear friend. She's spreading this meditation, vegetarianism, and pyramid energy in Mumbai and across the globe. We are so happy, madam, you are with us today now. We welcome you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Srilakshmi. And thank you, Brahmarshi Pitama Patriji, for this beautiful process of bringing in and spreading this goddess, the global goddess, which were there somewhere hidden within. But now with this process, it is like coming up and everyone is just realizing what they are. So today the topic that I'm going to speak on is Anand, joy. Uh, well, when we say Anand, it is like a little more than joy, but as just a word to translate, I have taken the word joy. But Ananda is something like even much bigger than joy, but let's take it as joy, is the language of this universe. To start about this topic, before starting, I would like to just tell a little brief about it, that uh, I underwent two incidents through which it was, the second was like a confirmation. The first was that time it was like quite some year before, and I was undergoing some of the various problems of the life and all, and I was like, oh my god, I just want to know the solution. So I was as being into shamanic practices as well, I just sat into journeying and also into meditation, that okay, I just seek the guidance. So when I just entered in that state, I saw that there was uh, a monk, monk wearing orange cloth, the one that they wear. And he was like, shifting, he was just jumping, joying, it was like full of joy. And he was like joy was something like Ananda was emanating from his body. You know, he was just doing a lot of stuff like a child would do, like jump, do this, that. And as I was looking at him, and even as I was looking at him, all my tension that I started with this meditation, it just like I was mesmerized to see his, energy, the joy that he was emanating. So then I saw, and somehow I just felt like, in India, whenever we like the one whom we honor, we call the Baba. So I just very lovingly called him Joy Baba. So I just say, Joy Baba. So what exactly? I had this question in me, and I'm doing this divination process to ask that what is the solution of what I'm going through, and I want to the solution. So he just smiled and just said, it's the joy. And for joy, you don't need a particular condition, it is just a state. And when you start emanating and working from joy, it is as if you are just wholly connected to the universe. And it's like, all the network connections, all everything just opens up, and your call is received and you're answered. It's just like that. So it was nice, and I was enjoying. And in fact, that day, even though I was like, there was a lot of thing that was going on in the family and all, so I just chose to be joyful. And I just chose that, okay, we will go somewhere. And I asked one of my family members, would she join? And she was like grumpy, and she said, I have so many work and all, I don't have time, I can't go. So I said, okay. I went and asked my kids, okay, well, I'm going out. Would you like to join? And they said, yes, of course. And as soon as I sat in the car, I was truly like laughing about everything. And, something or other was just coming to me. And it was like as if was tingling me, and I was laughing like anything. And my kids, although they too, whenever there is like little tension in the family, kids too also just tend to get tense. But immediately everything just like they opened, and they were so happy, so radiating. And they said, can we be like this all the time? And if it is like that, it can be so beautiful. We can be so beautiful, and we can perform the best that we can. So that was one of the incident. And presently we are doing a lot of meditations. And I hope a lot of you must be just doing this inner journey meditation, which is now the global thing. It is also going on. In that we connect to very great masters, and a very high level knowledge is received. So this was one of the knowledge that I received recently, and it was so beautiful because it was like, stepwise, and it was explained so beautifully. And thought that why not this? Because this is the need of hour. This is what everyone should know, and use this language to just connect and express and enjoy. For that, I would like to share my screen. Yeah, Sri Lakshmi, I hope it is just visible.
Yes, madam, it's visible.
So the first, yes, Sri Lakshmi.
Yes, it's visible.
Yeah, thank you. So first is this joy. So when I saw this picture, I actually felt like as if I'm in one of the balloons, and I request all of you to just experience yourself being in these balloons and observing this beautiful earth, the beautiful Mother Earth where we are, and just see this beautiful joy and experience the joy within. As I was experiencing, I was receiving the data, I just got that joy is the language, and how it is expressed and experienced. So it was very interesting, you masters, that it started that it starts with the receiving, and I will come up with one and one. So It is the first is receiving. We see, you can see this girl, and we all know that when we receive any gift, if we receive the birthday cake and all, we just joy. I just request you all to just experience and recollect that memory, that when you are gifted something that you just wanted, or like a token of love, you just receive that, and a delicious yummy vegan cake. So yeah, nice. And then receiving is just not like that. Receiving is like also receiving different tastes of life. So see, masters, we have included the sour, like little, the gooseberries are little tingly type taste, and the bitter gourd, we know it is bitter, and mango sweet, dates sweet, chili definitely it is like little. In Hindi, we call tikha, and in English, we call bitter as well, and hot. And generally, we know the seeds and the nuts, they are a little, oily sort of taste in them. The fruits, definitely very tasty, different flavors, and definitely our favorites, the junk ones, the burgers, the pizza, the chaat, and the samosa. So even if we see that these are the tastes that we receive from our like having food, but if you see, isn't it in our life there are so many incidents which we just say like, uh, you know, we feel as if some you have poured a little sour lemon in at the mouth, or if, as if you have bitten the neem leaves, or sometimes like you have taken a slice of mango. You know, the expression, the feeling that happens, and sometimes it is as hot as if you have just chewed in uh, chili. It can be crispy as samosa, or it can be like as all these food appear. So those type of experiences also come as taste of life. So these are receiving. And just see and feel, masters, as you hear this word receiving, just feel fully how it feels to receive. It's so much joy, right? And when we receive with full joy, actually, we satiate ourselves. That's beautiful. And then is experiencing. So you can see there are different modes of experiencing when we get just really excited. Yes, I got this. And then really, really angry and just like fingering on others that you have done this due to you. I have undergone this, so blaming and all. And see, it is so interesting that I got this, that it is like so painful and all, that when we hear all those words, and then we undergo pain, hurt, crying, we undergo depression, we undergo astonishment, awe, and happiness as well. And between all this, when we meditate, we experience pure bliss. So these experiences are something which, even though we may feel that, well, I can understand that experiencing bliss is joyful or very happy, like excited. Definitely, it is happy something. And if I'm smiling, that is then why others? If anger is there, hurt is there, crying is there, and it's like astonishment is there and depression is there, then are these joyful? Well, masters, this is what I was explained during our meditation, that these are also like the tastes, like the sour taste that we just saw, like the bitter gourd taste, these type of taste. And these two, as a soul state, it becomes so very interesting for us, that okay, how does it feel when we are like so angry, and we are just like when we are angry, you can just experience the way we are speaking out, as if we are just throwing out a lot of chilies from our mouth, you know. So these experience is also a way of experiencing, and that too gives a joy to our being as a soul level. It's like experiencing, and that gives a lot of joy to us. And then playing is very interesting. You can see such a like a happy and excited and completely intrigued faces when we are playing. When we are playing, it is one of the method where we are not thinking anything. We are just at that moment. We are just at present. So this is also a very beautiful way of meditating. In fact, the children can meditate along some activity, some play. That is under, and there are some people who find it really difficult to sit and meditate. They can do something where they are not thinking anything and completely in that moment. And when their body is fatigued, and then if they sit, they will enter into a very deep state of meditation. So, playing, as we see this playing, masters, I would like to just ask, are these just the playing that we are thinking about? No, just not these. We all play so many games, right? So we play so many games. Sometimes we play victim, sometimes we play perpetrator, sometimes we play being abused, sometimes we play abuser. So there are so many ways our soul experience playing. So this is one of the way that we experience joy. And you can feel that. You can just allow. I would request you to, as we see the slides and we discuss this, I request you all to feel this from deep within, that how it is like to play, and even playing all this, and playing manipulation, being manipulated. All these are playing only. So there is a beautiful book called Games People Play. I am from psychology, like psycho line. So I would like a little discuss on that, because a lot of my therapy practices are regarding that, how our psychology and all. But yes, I have seen that these are something that are like so tasty that that people tend to play those and enjoy maybe for many lives. But then they get just bored. Okay, I played it enough, and now I would like to play something different. So that also decides our course of soul's journey. So yes, playing is one of the part where we enjoy a lot, and that is like, okay, I want to play this. And then comes giving, and we know all masters, the best giving is the wishes that we see as in hand. When we wish and when we give a lot of good wishes to someone, we can feel our heart expanding. In fact, we can feel, I request you all to just feel that you are giving a lot of love, a lot of beautiful energy to Mother Earth and every being who require this loving energy. And I request you all to feel how it feels. Just feel it, how it feels. Your heart just opening up and just spreading out the joy, the blessings, the love. And it feels as if your whole aura just opens up and it expands. And you can see such a beautiful smile on the face of the person who is giving. Even though you can see there is a little smile on the face of the girl who is receiving. See, she is receiving, and the other person is giving. So, in the giving also, there is a lot of joy and happiness within, that yes, now I can share the love, share the gifts that I have received. So this is a beautiful way, masters, where we can just give. And then comes cleaning. Now, as the goddesses that we are, we may feel, oh my God, cleaning is such a hassle, and it is like such a work that we have to like think of. Okay, today I'm going to clean my cupboard, or I have to clean my house or something like that. But I would like you to just recall yourself and take yourself to the point where you have finished cleaning. You have taken a bath, you have cleaned yourself, your house, and whatever you were cleaning is like spick and span, and you have sat after cleaning yourself. Just I request you all to reach to that point and take a long, deep breath and experience how does it feel. You can feel it is such a sense of peace and joy. Yes, it is clean. It is just not about us. In fact, when we see in this beautiful earth around, and therefore I have just added this small fly. This is a simple house fly. You can see whenever a fly sits somewhere, it just tends to just rub its hands as if though it's cleaning the hands and cleaning the wings and all. And in fact, the birds you must have seen, and they all do that. Even the trees now, as we know, the autumn is approaching. The the trees shed the leaves that is not required anymore. So cleaning is something which is like goes on, and it is like even if we see that we allow the stuck emotions, and when we clean that, I just request you to take a long deep breath and feel when you have released the long held pain or long held anger or long held hatred from you, and allowed a beautiful, gentle shower of beautiful, loving white light. And as if you are fully taken a shower and you are completely, completely clean, just feel how it feels. Take another long, deep breath and feel it. It's so joyful. It's so like Ananda. It's so beautiful when we clean. And here comes the next one. So that is another very interesting thing. We take so many births. Being a regression therapist, I have witnessed thousands of cases, and where people have visited so many of their past lives. And in fact, of mine as well, many a time we just tend to think that, okay, in one of my lives, I would like to just share that I saw that I was having a very, very tough time, a very, very tough time. And as I was just dying, it was like hopeless, very bad state, and I was crying and all. And then my soul rose. I left the body, and my soul rose, and it entered into the soul group. It is like the life between life stage that I'm now seeing and viewing in this session. And there, the way I'm crying with whatever I have experienced, and I have gone there, and I see that my soul family, the soul groups, they are like looking at me, and the when we just try to hold our laugh, and they were looking at me like that. And as I saw them like that, I was like, okay, I am so sad, and they are my soul family, and like the way we are, how come my family, they too are laughing? And as soon as I was about to say that, they just burst out laughing, and they just said, "Oh, what a drama queen you are." And immediately, I'm shifted. I shifted from the role I was playing in the earth to the state of soul. And then I too started laughing, because I had seen such type of life being played by one of the soul. And from there, I commented, what is there in it? Why she needs to cry so much? Well, that is an experience. And see, I just wanted to experience the perspective, and therefore I took birth similar condition to see from her point of view that what exactly it feels when you are in the shoes of other. So see, it is like we see life from different perspective, and that gives us immense joy. And just not joy, it also makes us very wise. And we tend to, when we wise and wisdom, we get to know that, okay, the shoe hurts there. We tend to know this. Like it is like we know that the blinds and the elephant, we all know this. Actually, we all like that. If we see this beautiful big universe, this universe is so huge, and to experience this, we all is like, just we want to experience, and that is the immense joy in us. It's like, like the palette where there is so many food are there, and suppose you have gone to a very beautiful party and there are a lot of recipes there, and I would like to taste that, maybe little, but I would like to taste everything, that way, tasting and now experiencing from different perspective. Now here there's a little difference between tasting and experiencing through different perspective. Now, taste is like what you are. Like, if I'm from India, I may take like hot chilies very lightly. I can have it. But if someone is from any place where they don't take that much of chili, the food which is like normal for me, that will be like very, very hot for them. So now, if we see with the perspective, for perspective, that person needs to take birth or develop the taste of India and then taste, that is a little difference of the perspective. So the way this man is like looking through different the eyepieces to see the how the world looks. So, and it is not about fighting over the perspective. It is actually like concluding, taking all, and knowing, yes, this universe is so big, and therefore listening to different experiences, listening to different masters gives us this taste of different perspectives. Oh, she's this in from her point of view. Okay, this is her point of view. That's interesting. So then we tend to get to know and expand our perspective as well. And this also gives a lot of joy. See, I took one of my this so precious life just to experience the perspective, and this is just not one. We all do that. Like sometime we take birth as a king to experience how it looks like being a king and doing the stuff and just undergoing all that, and then taking and just undergoing all the tensions to handle everything, and just overlook overseeing that, okay, all my people are like doing good, everyone is nice, and everyone is well fed, everything is going on smoothly. And on the other hand, suppose if simple a person is will see, and he will say, well, he's a king, what is the problem with him, he has every riches. See the perspective. A person sees a king like this, and the king says to that person, see this person, he has no tension, he can just finish his job and he can just go and relax. So when we see the different perspective, that too gives a taste and a joy, a lot of joy. We tend to get to know a lot of things like that. And now comes these three things: knowledge. Then the term came buddhi, although intellect is little lesser word for buddhi, but near to buddhi is intellect, and then comes wisdom. So as the data shows that what exactly happens, that we there are a lot of datas, okay. From the datas, when we process, analyze, we get the information. Now, when that information becomes internalized, we take that information, that becomes our knowledge. Now, this knowledge is very interesting. Like suppose I have a knowledge, and how I'm going to process it, how I'm going to utilize that knowledge is about my intelligence or about my buddhi. Like Patri sir always tells that use your buddhi, use your buddhi. This is what he always tells. It is the mental process that you have received the knowledge and how you are using, or sometimes he also says common sense. So, but it is actually related to buddhi and the intelligence. So it is the mental process where it is becomes intelligence, and then that intelligence, it is just not that intelligence, when that intelligence adds up with the universal truth, and proper judgment in the sense that you have not done a wrong to something. And even if you thought you are doing something and you saw through a very wide perspective, you understood, then that becomes your wisdom. Wisdom is something, is like, it's like, if I give you an example of like a lamp which is burning on clear butter, which we call ghee. So that light, that jyoti, is the wisdom. It is the outcome, and it happens like the way we say that the Sahasrara state we reach. It is a state, and then we go a little beyond that too is a state. So wisdom is also a beautiful state, and when you meet a wise master, you could feel that, wow, it's such a beautiful way of explaining, and such a, like, it goes deep down and so nice. So I just felt like sharing our old story that we have read from our Panchatantra, the Kalu the crow, Kalu the crow, where he was like really thirsty and he saw a tumbler full of like half water, and he just kept on pouring stones and the water rose. And now see, it is like he has now become very intelligent, and he has collected a straw and he is directly having water. He is not using that what his old great grandfather might have done. So that was like really really interesting for me, and I just thought of bringing that up to you, and that gave me a lot of joy. Yes. So yes, so this is very interesting, that how our and when I was being told about the knowledge, buddhi, and wisdom, so the guides and the masters who were explaining this to us, they said, well, they are a little bit nearby, you know. As we see in this chart, they are interlinked. So they said that you can consider them as one, but like together, one after other, resulting after one after other. But this is very interesting. This is a very beautiful thing about us. The joy, like, it gives a suppose we have some knowledge, okay? Like we learn something in my life, and we that became like we internalized it, and then we just thought, okay, let me use this knowledge in this process, okay, in some way, and we did that, and whatever the result was and all, that was okay. Like suppose there might be some technique that one person learned, and he utilized that, and there was some results, whatever the consequence and all that were there, and the person just passed. And as the soul leaves the body, it just tests what happened, and then it happens, okay, I utilized my knowledge in this way, okay. So if I would have used it in that way, the other way, the result would have been different. So it has now, the soul has now developed a wisdom that if it is used, this knowledge is being used as this. Like, let me take an example to make it a little easier. Like, for example, we all get know about the nuclear power, like atom bomb. So when a scientist discovered the power of atom bomb, so he got that it goes so explosive, and then he saw it as it is so powerful, right? So when he saw it as a powerful, so the thing that now at that point of time, the how he is saying that it can be used as a source of power as a country, and those who hold this as a weapon, they can feel themselves very power, and they can control the others whom they want to. So now see, this is one of the perspective of using that knowledge of atom bomb, releasing the energy of the atom and creating a bomb out of it. That is the intelligence that they used. Now, another perspective, there is another person who see from different perspective. Well, the atom releases so much of energy. Can I utilize it in solving the power issues like generating electricity, and it can solve so much problem that, and it can, we can take this energy to so many places, and the livelihood and the people's life will be so nice. Now see, two different perspectives, same knowledge, how it is being utilized is the intelligence and the perspective of the person. And then it becomes the wisdom. Okay, if I use it like this, it becomes that. And if I use it as a bomb, we have seen what has happened in Japan. And then if we see as a power plant, we can see, wow, it can bring light in so many houses. So that too is a wisdom, that understanding. So this is like experimenting. So different, we take different lives, to experiment with what we have acquired, whatever the knowledge we have, and then using our buddhi and then converting into wisdom. That is like a really, really tasty and really joyful thing for our soul, for our being. And then we all know about gratitude. You might think that, well, why didn't I use this as I have used that slide of expressing? But my dear masters, I would like you to feel that gratitude is little beyond the different expression. It is an attitude in itself. I request you all now to again take a long deep breath, and as you exhale, just exhale out and just come to this now and feel the gratitude for anything that is there. Like the small child is just grateful for this earth to just hold her. We can see that this child is not very nicely dressed. The child is not wearing something great, but just being on this ground, just being held by Mother Earth. It's like so beautiful. It is like, thank you, Mother Earth, for holding me, for giving me this beautiful bounty. And then we can just open our arms and just look at this universe and thank this universe. Oh, my dear universe, you just here. You just know what I want, and I get that. Many a time you might have just wished, okay, I just want to have this, and suddenly you will find that your one of your friend is just bringing in that, or you somewhere from all you are getting that. I'm sure most of you might have experienced that, and those who have not yet, for them I just suggest start using this language of joy. Like, I remember, I would like to share even that at a little time back I was undergoing something, and there was like a lot of problems going on, and I needed to go overseas to take one of the courses, and the situation was such that it was really, really like looking that it won't be possible. So then, instead of focusing my attention towards that what is not possible, or what are the hurdles, or whatever the problems are, I just focused on thinking that how I would feel if I reach to that overseas place and I'm taking that course. And I was like full of joy, and I said, okay, I will enjoy it so much. And I'm telling you, masters, it happened. Even though if I look back and I say, oh my God, how did it happen? From where the finance came, and from where the arrangement of tickets and everything happened. But it happened. So miracle starts happening when you are in the state of joy. And therefore, immense gratitude to this universe to hear me out with this language of joy. And next comes creativity. And yes, masters, this is the when the masters, when we were in meditation and we were receiving this knowledge and guidance, uh, it was so beautiful. Just creativity is something that we come for many, many, many lives to just create and see. We call that all that is as a creator, and just see, it is so much joy for that creator to create all of us and experience the creation and creativity through us. Can you see that all that is face so much interested, so much happy in forming that small bangle that this girl is making? Or in the eyes of the small little painter who is trying to bring up a beautiful thing in his own eyes? Can you see that happiness and intelligence and creativity into that street painter who just saw those plants and made such a beautiful picture which looks, oh my god, and just the bare wall, and you see this picture and it will be just making your day. And then definitely we know the sculptures, and definitely the theater art, the movies, and see the movies, there's so much creative expression there, and we tend to taste so many there. In fact, for creativity, it is like so vast. It contains so much, and creativity is just not linked to the arts and all. You can see even cooking is a creativity. How you cook, how you do that, how you bring forward that, how you present that, that also is creativity. Writing, definitely, yes. How you how you see a certain thing, and you might have, there are so many pictures in the social medias where we see that the photographer has taken months together to get a particular shot, and that picture just makes our day. Wow, just that word just comes out from our mouth. And definitely singing is there, museum street is there, and when we discover some arts, that also, see, it creates happiness. And in the jewelry making, this beautiful architecture, dancing, so many, there are so many way. And in fact, how this is made, the mind map, you can see this mind map, that too is creativity, right? So the creativity is something which is like it just takes you right there, and it brings up so much joy in you. So today I would like you all masters to just check within yourself that what all you just want to create. And if we are not allowing ourselves to create something that will make us joyful, we are creating something which is hurtful to others. So if you are feeling little depressed or not getting to know what I want to do, I would like you all to feel, what would you like to create that will fill you with joy? And then immediately you will get the answer. So immense gratitude for this presentation, and I just suggest you to be and wish you that you all be filled with the joy. So with this, I would like to stop sharing my screen, and now we will enter into meditation. So for this meditation, I would like you all to sit very calmly at one place. Take a long, deep breath. Inhale. And as you exhale out, just exhale out all the tensions, all the worries, all that is like disturbing you. Just allow all that to just go away, go off. Take another deep breath. Inhale in. And now as you exhale, just allow whatever the teeny mini particles of doubts, worries still there to be released. Just go. You can just visualize a beautiful, huge ball of violet flame, and let that, all your worries, your tensions, enter into that beautiful violet flame and get transmuted into love and light. Take another deep breath, and this time, as you take the breath, I'll suggest you to connect with the joy that is there within. And as you exhale out, just exhale out, even if a drop of pain or despair is there in you, just allow that to go inside that beautiful violet flame. Now, as you are now in a beautiful state of your being, just feel the time when you were filled with joy, ecstasy, very, very happy. Maybe you were giggling down, very, very joyful, chirpy, happy. And if not, just allow yourself as if you're hearing to the giggling of a small girl, and she is just giggling and she's just laughing, and her sound just like tingling, as if like making you smile. Just bring that in, and you can even allow your body to shake off if you are feeling heavy still, to just shake off whatever extra weights you have put in on yourself, so that you can feel this lightness of joy. Take a long deep breath again, and slowly exhale, very, very, very slowly, and start getting inside, deep inside yourself. And as you are deeply getting inside yourself, I would like you now to just allow your mind's eye to see what would you like to receive if there are the masters, the great angels. They are just standing before you, or maybe the genie of the lamp is standing before you and asking, what will make you happy? And I'm going to give you that. Are you ready to receive? So just see what you would like to receive. See yourself. Feel fully. That can be multiple things. It's okay. You may think, okay, I want this, I want that. They can be a big, huge list. Fine. Let that be. So be it. No judgments for now. Now, with that, We just now come to the next step. As you receive that, how you're going to express, I would like you to feel that and feel that you have already received that, and just see how your face, how your whole body is vibrating. I would like you all to experience that now. Feel the lightness, feel the smile, feel the joy emanating like a radiating sun, as if you have become like a radiating sun. And only that this sun emits joy. Just feel that. Feel that, masters. And as you are experiencing this joy, just feel how would you like to play it. Playing is also like giving an example that when I'm meditating and I'm feeling that bliss, I'm experiencing that bliss. So I just want to play around. I want to bring forward this play, this game to multiple people and share